Okay, let's talk about social influence, what it actually means. When you publish a blog post or a video, or whether you want to just create a tweet on Twitter, for example, um, and you get a whole bunch of social reshares, then this automatically gives the perception of social proof. When people see the perception, when people have that perception that you have got that social influence, it will actually begin to happen. If you ever heard the term, or if you're ever into things like NLP, etc., they talk about act as if, and things will start to happen. Well, actually, it's kind of true in the sense of what we're doing with Social Explosion, because giving that perception of getting 100 retweets and 200 likes for just about every tweet you do, it gets the attention of a whole bunch of people, okay, and they start to follow you, they start to retweet themselves. They just get that perception that this tweet or this piece of content is actually very important. Now, what happens with social media more times than not is that people will retweet and people will like things like blog posts and videos without actually reading the blog post or without actually watching the video. They go by the headlines, they look at the social shares, they have that social proof, and they think, I better share this looks important, okay? And that's what kind of happens, and over time you start to build that influence, and it becomes more and more real, with real people following you, real people retweeting you, etc., etc. So if you think about Social Explosion in two ways, how we can use it for the social influence. One is that it gives us the social proof, and that will get people to start to follow us and start to pay attention to our content and what we are tweeting, etc. Or if it's on Pinterest, it's going to work in the same way with repins, and if it's on Tumblr, it's going to be more of an SEO benefit rather than a Tumblr traffic benefit, as far as I understand, because I'm not that familiar with Tumblr. But apart from the SEO stuff, but on Quora, I've done another video which you can see on the sales page as well, a secret strategy for using Quora. We can use that for both influence, we can use that for branding, we can use that for driving traffic from that platform as well. But for me, the most important thing that we can do with Social Explosion, as far as the social stuff is concerned, is Twitter, because Twitter is absolutely massive, okay? Do not underestimate it. I know that a lot of people prefer to use Facebook, but even a lot of people that are using Facebook spend more time on Twitter for the most important things like news, things like the business, etc., etc. And the way that Facebook is going now, according to Mark Zuckerberg, they're going to start to show more things about family and friends and sort of personal stuff rather than business stuff and news stuff. So Twitter's going to become even more important, okay? It's going to become absolutely huge, even more so than now, because of the changes that Facebook are making. Now, I spend a lot of time in Twitter, and I spend a lot of time between different niches. I've got dog training niche, I've got politics niche, I've got sports niche, I've got marketing niches, etc. What I notice is that the people who are getting the most retweets, the most likes, the most social shares, these people, when they do make a tweet, that other people are jumping on it immediately, okay? So if we can give that perception, we can be seen as an influencer, we can encourage real accounts to follow you, we can encourage real accounts to reshare your content as well, and it will drive real traffic through influence, and we can improve our branding by doing that as well, and sending people to the content that is most important to us, our very best content, okay? And you can get found on sites like BuzzSumo for even more traffic as well, because BuzzSumo will work on, it will show according to, for any keyword, if somebody does a search on BuzzSumo, it will show according to how many social reshares they got. So let's take a quick look at that. So you can see I'm inside BuzzSumo right now, and we can type in something like what we're doing now, social signals for SEO. And we know that a lot of people come into BuzzSumo. It's a very, very high traffic website, and they might type for some information about social signals for SEO, and look, only 49 shares here. I mean, we could easily take them just with Pinterest shares and with Twitter shares in here as well. You can see how easily we could take the top spot here, and that can drive even more traffic for us as well, okay? Let's take a quick look as well over at Quora, and we can go in here. You can see I did some searches before. In Quora, what we can do is take a look at some other factors separate from what I did on the other video about Quora on the sales page. And you can see here, if I put in the keyword dogs, we can see that there's 62,500 questions about dogs. That particular topic has got 248,000 followers, okay? And if we look down here, pets has got 172,000 followers, dog breeds 42.1 thousand followers. So if you're in the dog training niche or in the dog niche, like we are with the smartdogtips.com site, you can see that I've got a whole bunch of communities within Quora, a whole bunch of people following these different topics within Quora that I could easily go and try and basically outdo them as far as the top answers are concerned. Okay, so we can see that the most recent questions, we can go and put an answer into those questions, and we can, you know, for example, what is the best guard dog? Let's see how many upvotes it's had. It's only had 12 upvotes. So what we could do is consistently go through all these different types of questions within Quora for all these different topics, related topics, and be the top upvoted answer again and again and again. And you can see how that will build social influence as well, how that will build branding as well, and how that will drive traffic long time into your site. Okay, really important stuff, but really easy stuff for us to do with Social Explosion.